It's early. Oh, hi Christine. Welcome, welcome. First on pole position. Christine's on pole position. Oh, good evening, Christine. Thank you ever so much for joining us on this glorious evening. A little bit warm, isn't it? Let's see who else is going to join us. We've got a few up the top there. You're going to pop in and say hello, everybody? Oh, go on. Top of the screen. Got some eyes on the prize, but we haven't. Not everybody pops in. Oh, good evening, Jill. It is a warm one, isn't it? Sandy, good evening. It is a bit of a warm one. It's going to be a sticky night tonight, isn't it? We have to take the fan home. Hi, Jean. Oh, tennis has been good, hasn't it, Jean? Hot in Lincolnshire today. It is, Christine. Oh, blummy neck. We're not used to it. Oh, hi, Julie. Hello, darling. Are you all right? Yeah, we're not. Well, we are sort of used to it. Same as I know it is so hot. Is it like really, really silly hot whether you are? Oh, Camilla, good evening. Yeah, I wonder if it's hotter. Oh, Philippa's in. Hi, Philippa. Hi, Brian, if you're there as well. Yeah. Yeah. They've done well at Wimbledon this week, haven't they? Because by golly, it's been warm there. They've been icing themselves and everything. Oh, thanks ever so much, Philippa. Thank you, my lovely. Right then, smash it. So we've got a few in. Oh, good evening, Kim. Just give it a couple more minutes, or a couple more sets, and then we'll get cracking. So, oh, yeah, I think it's been pretty warm everywhere, hasn't it? So I'm not complaining at all, because I like the warm. Good evening, Ellie. Danielle, good evening. Oh, we've got some lovely names coming in this evening. Smashing. Yeah, I love warm weather, but when you're working in it, you know, oh, Julia, what's it like where you are? Good evening, Julia. Yeah, it is lovely. It's summer, and I know it's we are very lucky to have the nice weather, aren't we? But it would be glorious if we were sat by a pool with a nice cool drink as well. But there you go. Anyway, we'll soon have a house pipe band to look forward to. Anyway, we'll not depress everybody this evening. Right, so I'm going to be making, I don't have the card itself. Oh, good evening, Gail. Hi, lovely. I think, evening, Jacqueline. I think actually Hazel had that one, because I know yesterday when she was showcasing the dies at 9:30, I think I saw that she'd got that one. But wherever it is, it does not matter, because I've re-prepped another one, and we'll just take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera round. Okay, hold on to your hats. Hosepipe band from, oh, Gail's got a hosepipe band from midnight tonight. Oh, where do you live, Gail? Let us know. Oh, is it all of us? Oh, God, never mind, eh? We'll go and wash down in the river. Not that we wash with a hosepipe, I just thought I'd just point that out. I'm going to turn it around before I get myself into any trouble. Here we go. We have got a fan going, so if anybody thinks it's noisy, you'll have to say, because I don't think it's a noisy fan, but you know when you get used to something, so you might just hear it in the background there. Okay, hopefully everybody can hear me okay and see me all right. Mark's in the house this evening, so oh, hi Shelley. I bet Shelley's been hibernating indoors because she doesn't like it warm like this. Yeah, so Mark's in, obviously Philip is in, and our lovely Julie's in the house this evening. So Any questions, anything like that? I think we're going to use the new collections, of course. But alongside the new collections, I'm going to be doing these. So I'm going to be doing the card that I put on the Crafty Friends with Julie Hickey yesterday, which is the sunflower one. So basically, when I do a live for Julie, I just say, well, what would you like me to do? And I just get her to pick, really. So I'm quite happy with whatever I do. And so she said, oh, I think it would be rather nice to do that one. And it is quite apt because I know one of our sunflowers, we've got a miniature sunflower, one of those the smaller sunflowers. And that came out yesterday, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just love a sunflower. Doesn't it make you smile? Anyway, so this one actually, it's not a new set. It has been in the collection for quite some time. So it is the sunflower bee. I know lots and lots of you have got it. So you get the big sunflower, and it is a really, really super size. You get the honeycomb as well, which is lovely, and I use that for lots of other projects as well, for my other floral bits and bobs and mixed media bits, because that's a fantastic stamp to use. You also get the definition of a bee, which is a four-winged insect that gathers honey, gathering of neighbours to help along some work or engage in some pleasurable contest as a husking bee or a spelling bee. Oh, a spelling bee, yes, a spelling bee is when people gather and they have competitions, don't they, on spelling, which is quite interesting. And of course you do get the bee, which is beautifully illustrated as well. Now, alongside this set, after this set came along the die set. Now, I don't have the die set. When I've used this time and time again, I've actually cut it out by hand, and I'm doing that this evening. Well, I've done one already this evening, cut out by hand. But I must say, I did say to Mark, because this is the only one that we have in stock at the moment, I did say to him, I said, oh, when we get some more in, I might treat myself to this one. So, because it's all well and good, sunflower's really easy to cut out, and I think, to be honest, the honeycomb is, but the bee is a little bit more challenging if you're not really that into fussy cutting. But not only that, the one good thing about obviously having a die is that you can obviously cut multiples so much quicker. And also, this flower can just be so many things. It does not need to be a sunflower. This, of course, this bit here, this die here is the middle of it, and it's got all the lovely indentations in. I'll bring it up actually a bit closer, because it's got all those lovely indentations in, so it gives you that really lovely, realistic look. And of course, the stamp has it already in there, so it's going to just pick up all that fantastic detail. But that die could be so many things, honestly. So yeah, anyway, that's that. That's not mine, so I can't open it. Mustn't. Right, so we're going to be doing that. Now, we're also going to be using, and this is, oh gosh, I use this a lot. I have to actually put it away. Sorry, Leslie?
Leslie's just joined us.
Oh, hi both. Good evening. Thank you for popping in. So this is a set that I use so much, and I must admit, I do have to say, right, put it away, because I use it a lot, and I just think, oh my goodness me. You know, I've got so many of Julie's gorgeous dies that you don't need to use the same one all the time, Joe. Anyway, it's called the Layers, Frames, Banners Circle Die Set. It actually is, it comes like this. So not only do you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dies in this set, circles. You also get 3 hearts, you get 2 lovely flowers. You get some eyelets, which I use a lot on sort of like journals and things like that. And you also get these fantastic buttons. And they are lovely, and they emboss really, really, really well. Anyway, that's that set there. So that needs to go back on the shelf. Right, so this is my set. I got it on just on a magnetic sheet, and then I put it in my folder, and then pop it away when I finish. Now, the other thing that we're going to be using is we're going to be using the new items. Now we're not going to be using the numbers this evening, but I have got a board that I've done, and I know that Julie's been on live obviously yesterday for the launch, which is fabulous, and also Hazel as well. In fact, Julie's was on twice, wasn't she? And then Hazel was on yesterday at 9:30 as well. So if you didn't catch those, they will be still on the Facebook page. But of course, this is brand new from yesterday, Hazel's number medley die set, and these come with the actual numbers, so larger, smaller, and all the bits and bobs that we need to put on numbers. And of course they also come with the backdrop as well, which is fantastic because it makes it look so good. But we're not going to use that tonight, but I did think I would just show you that little board that I've done. But we are going to be using the alphabet. Now again, I've done I always do a little board like this when it's something like this, because it is easy for when I'm doing workshops and everybody wants to have a look at it, and when it's in the die obviously it's easier to see, isn't it? So of course these are the new sets, and we are going to be using those. I'm going to be actually using the uppercase set tonight, so we're going to be using that one. We're also going to be using a mixture of words from within the 5 sets that are now available, and these are actually 4 sets here. On this one there's a gap there because I've got them here, and then
Susan and Jack's just arrived.
Oh, fabulous! Thank you, ladies. Welcome. So these are the existing ones. I don't have them on actual set format. I do that's set 1, and then there's set 2. There's the Christmas ones there. And there's another one here, and then a bit of a mixture there. So there's 4 on there, and then this is the newest one. Okay, I need to get I find it so much easier, and I know they don't belong to the wordage, the sets, but I like to keep those on there because they're it's a board. It's just a ply board, and I put a bit of magnetic sheeting on, and it works really well. I like to have them all together, well, at the moment, until we get any more sets, and I think then I'm going to be struggling to get them on, but I'll just have another one, because then you can see what you've got, and you can make up your phrases, and you can do your ands and your ofs and your fors and your different days and this and that and the other, can't you? So you can make everything together and make it sound really fantastic, and that's the whole idea of the medley, of the sentiment medleys, because it's just brilliant. I'm thrilled to bits that Hazel and Julie have done them. And of course you do get the backs. I've been counting them, and I may have lost count because I was ready to have my tea, but I think there was about 120 something at this moment. I might be wrong, I might be a bit out there, but there is that's obviously counting 2 for each of the dies. So that's how I just keep mine out, which I'm lucky because I have obviously a craft room and everything. These are the newest ones, of course, with the words, and of course they are. Sorry about the silly orange ink, but we've seemed to have run out of black, and it's come out orange. But what we do is we actually print them off and laminate them. Oh, that's not the latest one. This is the latest one.
We've run out of black ink.
Oh, black ink, yeah, but not to worry, we'll soon get some more. So, laugh, love, live, inspire, create, crafty, dream, baby, wonderful, enjoy, fabulous, family, and amazing. They are the new words, as we know. I'm just quickly going through those because obviously Julie and Hazel went through them quite a lot yesterday. So I am taking happy birthday from the first set. I'm taking crafty from this newest set, and then I'm going to make up friend from the alphabet. Okay, so what I thought we would do is first? What should we do first? I tell you what, we'll do the die cutting first. I have gone ahead and done a little bit of die cutting purely because I'm using it. I've actually found my cutting book, which is great. When we moved into this new unit in September, could I find it? Oh, I could not. Well, I was rooting through some bits and bobs that I hadn't put away as yet the other day, and I found it, which I'm thrilled to bits about because it's the middle size and it was fantastic. But I've cut these on my bigger cutter, so I've actually cut the biggest of the circles, the layers, frames and banners, the circle here, which is absolutely lovely, and that beautiful scallop. I've then gone down to the next size with the black, and then I've got the white, which is what I'm going to stamp onto. Okay, but they're some that I've done already. I'm going to do these next, so I'm going to just bring my cutting book up. I mean, I could really do it with my little, my smallest one, which you've seen me using in the past, but I thought, well, we will cut these because I want them to see how well that they all cut. So brilliantly. So the actual back piece, I am. Let's turn that on over. That won't cut if it's the wrong way down. That's it. I'm going to be cutting in black, and it does go all together. But I promise you, it sounds a bit. I'm using black, but yeah, it'll be fine. So one knit through, and you can see they are all cut fabulously well. No problem at all. Just cutting like butter. Right, I'll just put that over there for the time being, and I'll put those away after. And then we're going to then do the top layers, which is Happy Birthday and Crafty. Put those through. And I'm just doing these in white. It's just white smooth card, nothing fancy. Okay, and I'm actually going to try and keep those in there for a minute, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So I'm going to put those back on my board. There you go. So the board, that's why the board is so useful. And then on the last item, I need to cut the letters out for friend, but what I've decided that I'm going to do is whenever I need an alphabet, unless it's something of a very, very unusual colour, I'm just going to cut a whole thing, especially white or black, because obviously white you can then colour with whatever colour that you want, obviously inking or spraying or whatever. So, and I'm thinking if I do the whole alphabet, now with this cookie book I have to say I do need to just turn that just around. It just gives slightly less pressure in the middle. My original one didn't, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it? I think when they revamped them it was a bit like, this is quite a thick card as well. Now you'll see it does actually cut, it's got a cutting edge around the middles. Yeah, just put that on just once more. It's quite, I've got quite a thick card. Maybe I've overread the pudding a little bit there with the card. I should have maybe have done it a little bit thinner. Just pop that on there. Just pop the little sheet on there. And back to me because it's just easier than grabbing it from the other side. So, hopefully that's got that done now. Now then, yeah, brilliant. And I've got a stencil. Let's put that over there. Right, so now what we've got is, I'm going to pop that back over here. So that's finished with those. Let me move those over there out of the way. Space there. Right, pop our boards down. We don't need those anymore. So we've got all our bits and bobs. Now what I am going to do is I need to get myself a new plastic box, the ones with the compartments in. I have got a couple, but they've got little bits and embellishments in. But what I'm hoping to do is find one, so then I can put my alphabets in, the ones I don't use. So then they're there for when I'm ready. So I've got the I. Well, perhaps I can give Mark. Would you mind just doing that for me, because the fan's blowing them a little about a bit. I don't really want to switch that off, to be quite honest. Thank you. Now then, I've got a little tip. It's not a tip really, but it's just a little something that I do if I want to. I'm going to colour the letters. I tend to keep them in the actual card itself, because once you take them out, obviously it's thinner. And if you put the waste in the bag, because there's some spare ones in there if you want to have a look, Mark. So yeah, so just keep them in the actual piece of card that you've cut it from, and it's easier to colour. Now I don't want to colour the whole thing. I want it to look a little bit like ombre. So if you take a block or a piece of card or whatever, and pop it sort of halfway, or a little bit more than halfway. Take a little bit of your ink, and then ink it across.
What letters do you want, all of them?
No, friend, please. And then, when you pop it out, it's coming out there, actually. There we go. Pop out the bits. Can you see the colours now? Oh, that's... I've been a bit silly really. I've used 300. Very silly. I'm going to do that again because I've used 300. This is what I stamp onto. Sorry, I should have used, yeah, I know. I've used 300 GSM, which I really shouldn't have done. And I'm just going to do those again. I'm not going to struggle with that. It's silly. There is absolutely, they just cut so well, but obviously I've just picked up the wrong card. I'll just do it in my little one because it's just sat by the side of me. That's better. Look. Do you want to do? Because that was 300, wasn't it, as well? I know, you're looking at me as if I would never normally put in 300 GSM. What am I thinking? Just grab a piece of... There you go. Oh yes, you want the done on this one. There you go, thank you. Oh, it's nice having an assistant. Right, so you can see, look, they've just fallen out of there. I was very silly and I picked up the wrong cardstock. You would never cut in 300, and I'm just being a bit of a plonker really. It's maybe, I'll tell you what it was, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's because I was watching Wimbledon when I was preparing earlier. I'm sorry. I'm fessing up. I had my phone here propped up against the ink pads that I'd got out for using tonight, and it was up there.
I've been out 5 minutes and I called her when I got back watching the...
Mark went out to do another job, and is in the van, and he came back and he went, "Have you actually done anything while I've been out?" I went, "Yeah, I've done loads, but I have actually been sat watching the Wimbledon as well." I can't help it. I love Wimbledon, and I'm working, and I you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we're back on track now, look. Happy birthday, Crafty. And then Mark's just cutting the alphabet for me. Right, so I was saying about leaving it in the cardstock. Leave it in the cardstock, or do what where did I put the block? Do what I was doing just before I decided. There we go. We've rolled it back. There we go. Rewind. There we go. Just pop your block on there. Hold it with your block or anything, a piece of card or something. But I find a block's really easy because A, you just wipe it afterwards if it's got a little bit of ink on it, and also it holds it in place. And then just give it a little bit of an inking, and it gives you that lovely ombre effect. Look, which is quite nice, isn't it? I'm going to put that there. Let's get rid of all this rubbishy bits because I don't need those. There we go. Pop your block on. It's not necessarily to make a straight line. It's just to make it so that you've got that lovely ombre effect. And if you try, so if you didn't have, and you were trying to do it, and you're going to, I'm not the time bothered about getting my fingers dirty, but obviously you know you get yourself in a little bit of a mess. Put those in there. That's it. Lovely. And then if you want to put the remainder in that little bag for me, that would be amazing.
See, that's come out a lot easier when you use
yeah,
more
can I
colour.
just show, because I don't want anybody to think that I was, there you go, look. When you have the proper cardstock and you don't want to Wimbledon while you're preparing, right, and take your eyes off the prize, then you can see they just pop out absolutely fantastically. So then what I would do with those is I've got a little bag that I'm keeping them in until I get myself one of those boxes that's got the sections in, and then I'm going to just pop them when I've got more over than what I actually want. I'm just going to pop them in the box, and then I've got them maybe for another time when I want to spell somebody's name out. I maybe want to put a nickname on a card because that's really nice, isn't it? Say if you've got a friend who's got a nickname, or you know, you have a bit of a laugh and a joke about certain names or whatever, it's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite nice just to have the opportunity to actually do that.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, it is different, and it makes it unique. And I know these people, you know, some people buy off the, you know, these places that you can put names and photos on and what have you, but there's nothing nicer than a handcrafted card. Right, I'll be back on my block. So now I've got my letters, and they do look pretty cool, don't they? My words look, because now they've got that lovely, that ombre feel to them. So we've got all our die cutting done. So I am just going to very quickly just put these onto the actual cardstock, onto the black, because then they'll be sitting nicely, and then we can just put them on. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on a bit of card there, and then grab my tweezers, and then just pop. And you can see.
Anne has just joined us.
Oh, hi ladies. Thank you for popping in on this extremely warm evening.
Adrienne.
Oh, hi Adrienne.
Or is it Andreen?
Oh, is it Andreen? So you can see they fit. If you haven't had the words before, you haven't seen them prior to this newest launch, honestly, oh gosh, brilliant. And of course the alphabet, the upper and the lowercase alphabet, it is the same font. So if, say for instance, you want to have a capital there for the C, or a capital H or a capital B, you could just snip those off. In fact, I did that today when I was making a card for something else. I actually did snip off the two front letters, and I made them into capitals, because I can do that now, you see, because of course we've got the capitals. So if I did the H, just put that against there, obviously you've got the
the happy, and just snip that one off and just add that onto the front of it. And yeah, like I said, I did it only this afternoon, and it worked an absolute treat. So there's my happy birthday crafty. It will all come together in a second. And then what I've got is I've got a piece of black, just a strip of black, because the letters that I've got here, which will be friend. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go. I'm just going to just put a tiny bit of blue on there. I'll go pretty much into the middle, and I can trim that down accordingly. See, also what you could do, and I definitely will do, maybe more in the winter months, when the days are a little bit shorter and we do watch a little bit more TV and things like that, it would be really good to actually sit and cut white card and do an alphabet, sort them into your sections, into your little compartments, and then you've always got them. And also, I mean, I haven't done this for quite a lot of years, done a craft fair, but you know, it's absolutely superb if you offer out, I'm spelling that right, I might have looked a bit funny, F-R-I-E-N-D, yes, that's right. So we'll do it up here, so I'll use this up. It's nice to offer out personalising a card for people when they're buying them from you if you're at a craft fair, especially at Christmas, because it's all very, yes, in the shops they do have some really lovely Christmas cards, but they don't have personal ones, do they? So, like for instance, a friend of ours, their granddaughter calls him Grandy. Okay, so like for Grandad, instead of a Grandad, it's Grandy. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a card in the shop that's got that on it. But how lovely would that be if they could actually get a card saying that? Just makes it all that bit special, doesn't it? I think so. So if you're at your craft fair and you've got a box of all your letters and everything, and I think it'd be a nice little add-on, and if you do it for free as well, you know, just do your letters and just say, oh, we do a personalising service, and you know, just as an extra thing, they'll buy it off you, won't they? There you go. Alan Sugar's got nothing on crafters. I'm just tickling that pink, it's not pink at all, it's orange over the friend bit, so then they're all sorted now. Now we can get on with our stamping part. So, we've got our card blank. Now it's a 7x7 card blank that I've got. Okay, and then we've gone through the circles, which ones that I've got, which ones that I've done, and just for those ladies that have just joined us, it's actually the layers, frames, banners and circle die set that I've actually taken them from. So, fabulous set, absolutely. You've got a birthday coming up or anything like that, it's definitely one to get if you haven't got one already. So I'm just going to keep those two to one side, and I do want to just cut this circle down, well actually not down, but through the middle, just get my trimmer. There's no rhyme or reason to do this, it's just that I thought it looked nice when I did the original project. So I think I went about, I'm just going to use that overlay. Yeah, it's about there that I did it. Okay. And so what will happen is, in fact we can actually do put these down. This one is a piece of lovely basil cardstock, so it's got that lovely waffle, that really nice waffle texture on, and the die itself does actually pierce into the scallop pieces, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now at the moment the card looks a little bit too big for the project, but you'll see it won't be. I'm just popping these down so that so. Okay, just pop the black down. The black and orange go so well together. Now I'm not going to place this on, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to actually separate the circle a little bit and have that little bit of a gap with the black coming through. Now I could have actually cut it again here if I'd have wanted to, and had another little gap there. But I was quite happy with how it all went together, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'll just put that to one side. I'm going to bring in the actual stamp itself. So it's a sunflower stamp, obviously. And I'm using my Versifying Cloud now. I am using my Nocturne. I have re-inked it this evening because I've been giving it a bit of a battering over the last couple of days. There's some secret squiggles stuff. Now this is a piece of watercolour cardstock. It's only cheap and cheerful. It's not anything lavish, not expensive. It's just that we are going to be putting a little bit of water on it when we colour it in, so it just gives that a bit more of a chance. Now watercolour cardstock often needs a second go. Alright, because it's very, very poor, as you can imagine, because it's watercolour cardstock, and I'm sure you've all come across that when you leave that out there so we don't get it dirty. Just give it another little bit of an ink. Fantastic. Happy with that. Just wipe this down. This, so that can just come off of there. So that way. Oh, sorry. Gosh, do you think he was on a roller coaster there? Sorry about that. Right, so there is a little bit more stamping that needs to be done as well. We're going to actually stamp the B around the edge. So I'm going to put a few B's. Around the edge. B is super, super, super detailed. I'm going to bring it up to show you because it looks fantastic. You see that okay? Yeah?
Yep.
It's lovely, lovely detail. Really super. So I'm just going to put it in here. And looking at one flying in that direction. And I'm going to put two in that corner because I don't want it to look as if I've just put corners on it. Here we go. So, lovely bee. Honestly, I've used this stamp set so much. I made my mum's birthday card with it this year as well. Right, so give that a minute just to dry. And what else are we going to do? We're going to use...
Philippa says she loves that little bee too.
Oh, that bee, Philippa. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really gorgeous.
Right size.
It is. You're right. It absolutely is. It's just so, so lovely. Now, that is going to go on there, but because I've done it separately, which is what I wanted to do.
Everybody loves the bee.
Everybody loves the bee. It's
Ryan, Julie.
honestly, it is. It's the most beautiful bee. It's all so lovely. It's the sort of bee that you could have as a pet. But there you go. Now I'm going to colour this in a minute, but for a second I want to just put a little bit of the honeycomb onto the background. Now it doesn't matter if some goes underneath because that's going to be cut out and that's going to be put on top. Right. Now our words are going to go. Just give that a little. This stamp is honestly, if I could count the amount of times I've used this stuff. Now, the words are going to go, I'm not going to stick them on yet because I need to do a bit of work on this bit here, but the words are going to go on this side here, and then friend across there. So I do want a little bit, so most of the actual honeycomb is going to go on. And you can go off the page as well, there's no rule. In fact, it looks better if you go off the page, get a little bit of something interesting. And you can see now what I'm saying about this being such a useful stamp, even just without this actual in the set. You could use it on so many different things. Fantastic on mail cards, and if you actually emboss it in, use it with a Versamark, and then emboss it with embossing powder. Oh, it looks so good, really good.
Philippa's going to name her bee Brian.
Brian the bee. Oh,
He's a busy little bee, isn't he?
he is. Brian is a busy little bee. God, that card you did, Brian, yesterday. By golly, I loved it. I do hope you're going to do a live on it. Oh, my goodness me. I am presuming that you did. Well, I know you did use your jelly plate, didn't you? I could take a few lessons from you with that jelly plate. I could tell you. It's not my forte, but it is on my list to try and get a bit more practice. Now, I want to just add a little bit of the honeycomb onto my my actual card itself, but I don't want to use it as a whole. I just want to use it just as it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit. So what I'm doing is I've just put it on my hand, and then I'm just going to add a little bit just here and there. And then what you're doing is you're actually just putting a little tiny bit of pressure on, just say if I just want the middle bit or just on the ends or something like that. It just gives that little bit of interest just on the background. Okay, I won't put any more on because I don't really want to spoil it. Let's just wipe that because the card's going to get moved. Right. I very rarely work on the card blank. I normally bring the card blank in last and actually stick everything on because I'm so messy. I really am, but I'm braving it too much. Right, I'm going to leave that because I want that to dry. Because I'm going to add a little bit of ink just around the edges to take away some of that white. So we're going to put that away, and then I'll do the same with the circle. But in the meantime, I'm going to colour some of this. Now I'm only going to do half because I have done one already, because it does take a little bit of time, and I don't want everybody to get fed up. So I'm using various colours of ink. I've got ground espresso, which I will only need a little bit of because that's the bit I'm going to just sort of give a bit of highlighting with. The carved pumpkin that I've been using for the letters, fossilised amber, mustard seed and rusty hinge. And I've also got 3 pencils. Now these are watercolour pencils, and that one, they're Faber-Castell watercolour pencils. I don't know, just got numbers on, haven't they? But they're like a burnt sienna and a bit of a deep red and that sort of colour. So I am only just going to go over, like I say, half of it, and then I'll show you what the end result was. And I haven't got somebody else to colour it before you say Mark Channon.
Yes.
I bet he's thinking, I bet you've got somebody else to colour that. I haven't. So I'm just going to start off. I'm just going to basically put a layer of, and get it quite wet. Now remember, this is watercolour card, so it's good for, obviously it's going to take the water. I'm just going to go all over first off, just to give it a bit of coat. It doesn't matter if you go over the edges, because you're going to cut it out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a section of it and do this whole section, then I will obviously complete the rest afterwards, because I didn't want to waste it. So that's just our base colour. Now I will tell you now, I'm no colourist, as in knowing what I'm talking about. I just enjoy what I'm doing. Alright, I just enjoy what I'm doing, and if I'm in any doubt at all as to the colour of something in particular, say like a particular flower or whatever, I will just Google it and see what the colour is, and then I'll go as near as I can to that colour. Oh yeah, I mean the colour is absolutely glorious. It was one of, when it came out I thought, oh, well done, Mr. Trim. It really is a gorgeous colour. To me, yeah, to me. Mark used to say, I don't know why you think he's so great, and then when we met him, he did have to admit, he said, oh, he's great. We had the pleasure of many moons ago at the NEC trade show, we had the pleasure of doing a workshop. By golly, he is so good. So now what I'm doing is I'm just adding the orange. Now you might think, well, why did you put that yellow down when you're going to put that orange on? If I'd have just put that orange, no, not the Foster's Amber, was it Foster? Was it Mustard Seed? Then I wouldn't have had the right colour. I didn't have the right colour, so basically all I'm doing is I'm just mixing them, but I'm mixing them on here. So it's going to give me the actual colour that I'm actually looking for. Now obviously I'm going quite quick. I would not be quite this quick because I can spend hours coloring. I love it. I think that's why Mark buys me colouring pencils, you know.
You've got a few sets now, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but it's so I'm quiet. I don't know. Maybe just isn't anything to do with that at all. But I seem to think there might be a, when she colours, she's quiet, so that's fine. Ground Espresso, fantastic brown. Personally, I think one of the best browns. I'm just going to take some of that, water it down each time, and I'm going inside, just inside the middle of the sunflower, just around that edge. That's it. Obviously I'll do the whole thing, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go just inside the flower a little bit. See, the thing is about watercolouring, no matter what you're going to use, whether it's pencils, whether it's the inks or anything, whatever you're using, water-based, if you maybe think, oh, that's a bit heavy, I wish I hadn't done that, you can just go in with your wet paintbrush and just put some water in and lift it out. I'm not saying you're going to lift it all out, but it will lift out quite considerably if you think you've got too much. Now this is the Rooster Hinge, this one. So we're just going to pop that. Now I'm going in on the brown on some of the Ground Espresso. So I'm just creating basically another colour again, because I've mixed the brown Ground Espresso and also the Rooster Hinge on that layer. But then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go just around with just the Rooster Hinge, so hopefully I've got a variation in the colour. Might just put a little bit more around the edges. Of course, if you do have the dye, that middle section does, there is that dye to cut that out, so it will give you that lovely impression of all the seeds inside, but you would colour it still the same, you know. Right, so just taking some more of that. Tiny bit of, look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around that edge, just at the top. And covering over the ground espresso. So you've got that dark still, but you've got it's more of a warm brown. Now if you've got it on the end of your paintbrush, just put another layer on there. Because with it being watercolour cardstock, what it's going to do is obviously going to soak in a little bit. So, which is what one tin of watercolour cardstock really, isn't it? So just go on that edge, because obviously when the way Julie's drawn it, you've got that lovely detail. So use the detail when you're colouring it. And then I've got these lovely lines here, so that orange. I just love colouring, as you know I love my grey, my pencil colouring. We did see that one, we did one on last month's live. We did the, I haven't forgotten that I'm going to give a couple of those away. I've almost got them finished, but it's been, we've had a busy few weeks really with work, and which is lovely. Quite a few workshops and bits and bobs, and I haven't quite got all of them finished. I didn't want to give any out until I'd got both of them finished, the ones that I promised to give away. So I haven't forgotten about those. So in fact, I would say by maybe after the weekend I'll have them done. So you can see really what we're doing. You can see where we put the brown going over with the rusty hinge. You've got that really lovely darker colour. Can you see how we're working it? And just give that a click. If you want a little bit more, this is not yellow enough, or you want a little bit more yellow, put a little bit more yellow in. You can do if you want to. Make that a little bit more if you want. That's the fossilised amber. Now I'm using a mixture actually of now some might say, oh, you shouldn't do that, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Some oxides and some ordinary inks, you know, so it really doesn't matter really. Nobody's going to come and judge us, are they? Now also what I would do is when that's dry, to get rid of that ink, but I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to. I wouldn't normally, I'd normally pick that up and use it on something else, but it's drying up anyway because it's warm. So this is where we're at, and then what I would do is it's drying. I might have to just give it a quick second. Do a bit of a 2-second dry, not on my glass mat. That's a bit silly. Doing it on your glass mat will cause condensation, so it will actually not achieve anything at all really. Always do the back and the front. So taking your pencil, what we can do is we can just give it a little bit more depth with a little bit more colour just on those inside pieces. Just not too much, but you know, if you want just on those tips as well. And then just taking your little, you know, you obviously because it's a watercolour pencil, remember, and just push those out so you've got a little bit more red going on there. Okay, so but all I'm doing is just building up the colour. It'll take as long as you like, or you know, as little time as you like. But I'm going to actually bring in the one that I did earlier, which basically is exactly where I was going with this one, completely. You can see now, can't you, where I was going with it. So the pencil is sort of all in here. I've added those bits. Did put a little bit more yellow in, and also the yellow goes right into the centre of the. So now you can see what I was meaning by the layering of the colours. So the dark around the outside, and then layer it with the different. So the ground espresso, then the rusty hinge, and then using the what's that one called? Carved pumpkin, and then the very yellow in the middle. So that's my. I'll put that there, but I will finish that one. I promise you, that will not get left because I will enjoy doing that. Now this has now. That's dry now. That's lovely. So I'm going to take a little bit of fossilised amber, and then I'm going to just very lightly, just being a tad cautious, just in case it's not quite dry. Can't imagine a night like tonight this is not going to be dry. It's just to take away a little bit of this white space. Although it's lovely having the white space, and I want some white, I don't want all of it. But I couldn't have put it on a smaller card because it needed the size of the middle to be what it is. Just going over my bead, and then just take that. I find fossilised amber a really nice colour because it's not very too in your face yellow, but it's not orange either. It's obviously mixture, isn't it? Mixture of both, and it just gives, especially on anything like this sort of thing. Now I'm going to, while I've got the brush in my hand, I'm going to put this around here. Has anybody else been? I know Jean has, because Jean's my tennis buddy and we discuss how the match is going. Mind you, I do have to say to her sometimes, I haven't seen that one, Jean. I haven't looked on Facebook, I haven't done anything, so I don't know what the result is. So. But yeah, is anybody else? Are you enjoying Wimbledon? I love it because it's just a bit of a British traditional thing now, isn't it? You know, I've never been when there's been a match playing as such, when the actual Wimbledon fortnight's been on, but I have absolutely brilliant time going. Mark treated me to one of those like event days. I can't remember for my birthday one year this was, and we went and we had a tour round, and it was brilliant. If you're interested in that sort of thing and you ever want to go, don't hesitate. It's a fantastic day. That doesn't mean to say I don't still want to actually go. Right, so I'm going to pop these on here now. And I haven't forgotten that need to put a little bit of colour on the bead. I haven't forgotten that yet. Don't worry. So now I'm just putting these flat on flat. I'm not raising them up at all, but you could easily do that and it would look really nice. You can just do one layer, both layers, do one flat, raise the other one up, another one flat, whatever you like to do. But I thought I would just leave it as it is, because I think it gives that sort of idea of layering. Anyway, doesn't it really? Right, before I put that on, I'm just going to finish, just put a little bit of colour on the bead. So we only need a little bit of colour on the actual stripe of the bead, don't we? We need to make sure that we put water out for all our lovely wildlife in the garden, don't we, at the minute, because bless them, they are. You can see all the birds, and they're just sat with their mouths wide open, trying to sort of get a bit of air, which is, I always find it a bit distressing, but I know it's nature, and I know they'll find some nature and things. I want to come back as a bird. I'm going to come back to our garden because I tell you, they are beautiful. I get fed up in our garden. Right, okay, so we've got our. Now, what I did do in on the original one, I did put a little bit of glossy accents on the wings of the bee and also in the middle of the sunflower. But I'm not going to do that tonight because, and I'll tell you why, because I've run out of glossy accents. I know. What? I'm rubbish. I don't know how you're going to put up with me, I really do. Now I am going to lift these up a little bit. I'm going to use my bits of waste from my crafty board as usual, or cardboard, or whatever we like to use. So this is, as you know, it's what I get from, that's crafty board is a That's Crafty product, and it's you know, we get all shapes and embellishments and bits and bobs in crafty board, and I just keep the waste because it's fantastic for using for dimension, and it's light. It's like a bit like being that. There we go. Look. So now is the time when you choose whether you want to do it so that everything is all coming to, you know, middle, or whether you want to actually keep the edge here, or even the other side. You could even put the other side, couldn't you? I think I'm going to go middle. I'm going to go, yeah, we'll do that. And then crafty. Now I don't know whether, I know one Jean is in tonight, I don't know whether the other Jean is. Scaly Jean as we call her. Have you seen where the Scaly Jean's in?
No.
Ah. She might be busy with the grandchildren. But this, well, I actually made this with Jean in mind because she absolutely loves sunflowers, and she's just had her craft room all redecorated, and she has got some lovely sunflower bits and bobs in there. So I'll just put that. It's not for her, it's just I had her in mind. You sometimes do when you're making a project, don't you? I'm just making sure that it's straight. So I've got it straight on my glass mat, so then roughly by eye it's as straight as that it's going to be. There we go. I'm just going to put a couple of little bits on here. To lift that up. Now of course you could layer it up, you could do a couple of these and then and layer them up, but I think with a sunflower I think they look pretty good as they are. I know this looks a bit messy underneath, but you know, nobody sees that bit, do they? Well, you are. Now one last thing that I did do, I did put a little bit of this fossilised amber, which is the distress spritz. Oh gosh, I love this, to put it on everything. I'm surprised the mark's not coloured in it, to be quite honest. I'm just going to do a little tiny bit, just tiny bit around the edge. Now what you can do, obviously you can take the top off and then you can flick it with the paintbrush, but to be honest I think you can get quite a bit of control over it with the nozzle. It really is up to you as to how you do it. You do need to give it a really good shake so that it makes, you know, obviously it activates all the mica that's in there. it to go on there, so I'm just going to pop, that's it, that's all I want. So if you don't go really heavy on the actual nozzle itself, just a little light spritz, that's it. Just put that there and I'll just wipe that off. There we go. Now, like I say, I would have put some glossy accents on there, and I would have also put 2 layers in the middle of my flower, because I think the 2 layers, do it once, leave it to dry, and then do another one, and you get that lovely domed feeling to it. But there you go. So that is our project for this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed that. There. So really, the whole point of this particular project was, it was one of them that I made with the new products, and so I've used the Crafty, and obviously I've used the Alphabet, which is from the new launch. But what we always need to remember is that just because you've got something new, you're not going to discard what you've got previously. So by having these add-ons and your new bits and bobs, it's only going to enhance what you've already got. For instance, this set of dies, and also obviously the that beautiful bee stamp set. Okay, so we'll just whisk it back round again. Hopefully the fan wasn't too noisy. I think I might take it home with us tonight.
Might be a good idea.
Oh, thank you, Andreen. Sorry I haven't seen anybody else, but Mark's seen the comments. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, Tracy was here. Oh, you didn't catch Tracy. Oh, okay. All right. I thought he took his eye off the ball, Tracy. Oh, Leslie, thank you ever so much. I'm pleased you've all enjoyed it. It's a nice summer project, isn't it? So anybody that's got a summer birthday, like my mum was beginning of this month, it's quite perfect really, because you know, we're just starting to see all those lovely sunflowers coming out, and we've got all the bees about, and obviously the sunshine, which is absolutely glorious.
There's loads of ladybirds.
Oh, ladybirds. Yeah, ladybirds. Loads of ladybirds, which is good because they're going to eat all the green fly. So, which is good. Yeah, that is really good, because we don't like green fly, do we? Who's old enough to remember the year that we had that green fly plague? Oh my gosh, that was awful. Anyway, we won't spoil the evening by talking about insects. Right, okay. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining me. Oh, Brian said it was absolutely beautiful project. Thank you, Brian. And I can't wait for your live to show us how you did that card. All right. I tell you now, if I lived near you, you'd be sick of the sight of me, because I'll be around there watching all your jelly plating. Anyway, it's a good mail card, Yvonne. You're absolutely right. It would make a brilliant mail card. And because we've got the alphabet, you can put their name on it. You can put all their, you know, so son, daughter, nephew, all the nicknames and everything. Oh, hi, Pat. Oh, Pat's in. Lovely, Pat. Yeah, we've got yours put aside, Pat. Don't worry. And Philip, thank you ever so much, everybody. Really, really appreciate your help. Thank you, Julie, for asking me to do one again, and I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you all soon, and we'll see you. I'll be obviously look out for all the DT posting, and of course continue on the lovely crafting Friends with Julie Hickey site. Obviously keep sharing your makes, and you know, we love to see them. Okay, all right, good night, everybody. Try and have some sleep in this hot weather. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.